I built 5 failed startups, but this strategy finally helped me become profitable, making $666 a month with my tiny internet startup. I built my first internet startup over the course of a year. It was super complex with lots of moving parts, and it took over 10 months for the first person that's not me to ever even try it. I got everything to work in the end and started reaching out to people, but nobody was interested in even giving it a try. I had to beg people to even try it out for free. I wasted so much time by waiting with marketing until after the work was done. So in the end, I ended up wasting a whole year of my life on an idea that nobody cared about. I wanted to do better for my second startup, which I built in just 2 months. It's called EnigmaBot and it's a Facebook chatbot. I focused on only implementing one single feature and ended up spending most of my time fighting with the Facebook API, as well as waiting for the chatbot to be greenlit. After the work was done, I began cold emailing people and I even got some responses, but I couldn't convince anybody to give me any money, so I ended up making $0 with this idea as well. I again started marketing after I was done building it, and I ended up wasting another 2 months of my life.
Loser! You're a loser!
It only took me 3 weeks to build the third startup I worked on. It's called Don't Waitlist, and it was a waitlist with a twist to help founders validate their startup ideas quickly. I did a little bit of marketing for it, but again I got no positive responses at all. And I again started marketing after finishing building it, but at least I only wasted 3 weeks of my life this time.
Wow!
My fourth startup idea took me 2 months to build. It's called Zendan and it's a personal task management software similar to Sunsama. It was again a little bit more complex than the previous idea, and I built it completely before starting to market it. I then started reaching out to people on X and posting about it, but again there was little to no interest, and in the end my only active user was my mom, so that ended up being another 2 months of my life wasted. My fifth startup took me a whole 4 months to build. It's called Product Lab and it's generating product images for e-commerce with the help of AI. It was much more complex than I thought it would be, which is why it took so long to build. And even though I was super proud of it and I did a lot of cold outreach and I even got some positive responses, I ended up getting just a few users trying it out, but nobody came back. So in the end, I failed again with another 4 months of my life gone.
Stop it. Get some help.
And in the end, my sixth startup idea was my first success. It was TinyLaunch, a launch platform for your startup similar to Product Hunt. This time I went from idea to a first usable MVP in just 3 days with the help of AI. While it was far from perfect, it was more than enough to validate my idea. This time it was completely different. I got signups from day one and I even made my first revenue from it within 2 weeks, and it just kept growing from there. I think this is the first time I really did things well. Even if I would have failed with TinyLaunch, I only would have wasted like 3 or 4 days compared to 4 months or even a whole year like before. And since it ended up being very successful for me, I didn't end up wasting any time at all this time.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
My main point in this video is to stop wasting months or even a year of your life building a product in complete silence. It's much better to create an MVP which still has flaws in like a few days or maybe up to a week. And if you can see there's some interest in it, then you can keep pushing. Even if there's not that much interest at first, you have a working MVP and you can ask for feedback and maybe make some changes or completely change the direction of your startup. If it still doesn't work, you can just drop the project and start something new. You didn't waste that much time. If you only spend a week building your product, you can try 52 different things in a single year, compared to my single idea I spread out over a whole year. Even if it takes you like 3 weeks, that's still more than 17 shots on goal in a single year. So I'm sure there'll be at least one success in there. And even in the unlikely case that none of your ideas work at all, if you keep sharing online, you will at least have grown an audience which might be interested in your next idea. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please consider subscribing and liking this video. Since I'm still at the beginning of my YouTube journey, it would really help out a ton. And other than that, just build something and let me know how it went in a week.